Tonight in Clear's Tai Chi, we worked on the structural connection between upper body and lower body. And it's the idea that most people, when they're playing, that these two things are separated. And when I say that, I mean that the idea that if you had force being applied on the person, that, do this one if you would, that what happens is they literally can be pushed, if you're pushing their upper body, they're good, but as soon as you start to push to their legs, looking for an exit point before you get through to their feet connection to the floor, that they'll end up moving because they have these gaps in the connection. The connection is broken. It's not together. And so what we worked on was how do we get this connection so that it's all the way through to the feet into the floor, so that they're able to, so that instead of the force moving them, it's literally going through, which is part of what you want with Tai Chi, or at least the pressure of it is against their whole body and not parts separate. You don't want them parts separated out, one whole thing. And then the idea that you relax while you're in that structure. And that basically, thank you for the moment, all three Tai Chi styles have a way, primary Tai Chi styles, and there are more Tai Chi styles than that, but Chen, Yang, and Wu have a way that they do this. Chen's primary way of getting the upper and the lower body to connect, where like at the tailbone, at the spine, lower back area, is they drop into a very low stance, and what you'll see is the butt comes underneath, and you go forward a little bit, and then the whole body ends up connected. And so they get their upper and lower body connection primarily through that. Get into the low enough stance, and it's going to put you into the right shape so that that's happening. Yang style, there are different versions of Yang style and different ways to go about it. What's most common kind of out there for it is a slight lean forward so that you get a straightness through to the floor on that line. And they tell you to tuck the pelvis underneath in order to get it so that when force comes in there, come out here again, be right there each time you're off camera, that way you're ready to come quickly. And so do that, and the slight alignment here, and then tuck the tailbone way up deep underneath, and then if the person's pushing through, he can feel the force goes directly to the floor. Thank you, just step right there for the minute, like that. And so that's kind of how that combination, or at least one part by itself in line. You also do get some Yang stylists, and this is kind of closer to how I was taught after I'd been doing it for 10 years, in the 1980s, is more of a hang and a drop through, but that one seems to be a lot more closed door, internal, secret stuff. And so I'll come back to that here in a minute. Wu style, you typically, if you see Wu Qin Chuan Wu style anyways, which for me the first exposure was Ma Yuliang, and then I got to spend some time, some weeks with Lu Ji Fa, and that kind of a thing, but you see their stuff done and it's got this lean. And so it's a slightly longer stance typically, at least for beginners, in order to help it so that they're within an alignment here. And once they lean enough, if they keep their butt sticking out, it actually starts to hurt and just get tired, and you end up dropping, so that then you get alignment through that's sort of this slight turtle back roundedness this way, and then again it goes through the floor, but he doesn't have to be in nearly so low of a stance. And this is Wu style. Okay, for me, and I'm talking about just for how they're addressing that issue a little bit, and I'm oversimplifying this a bit, but hopefully if you're trying these out at all, you get the idea. So what I've done after doing that, I would say I put this together in about the early 1990s, was I still tended to keep a little bit of that forward lean, not much, like very, very slight, and definitely the hang, the zhongding this way, and standing up reasonably as tall as I could, at the same time doing it so that I get that slight turtle back while I'm doing this, so that everything's slightly to the front, but I'm not tucking up and under. I'm trying to let it hang and be in enough of a good alignment this way while hanging from here, so that I end up with all of that, and I can actually feel my feet when I do it against the floor, and I can relax and be soft all the way through, including to my feet, while having that connection. And so he's ever so slightly forward, he's hanging from here, letting the root drop down into the ground, and the hips also, then it's just a straight drop of alignment there. He's not holding anything. And from there, and then from this way, he feels that force I'm trying to put in going to his feet. He doesn't even have to make it happen. He just has to stay relaxed enough. And then from there, you make your internal adjustments these ways and then really keep that correct. And so now it's soft, but powerful when that's all correct. And if the person is really like in there on top of you, like overwhelm me there if you would a bit, this way, I get more drop through, so I'm literally pulling this up, letting the chi sink is how they tend to write this, down through me, and making sure that I get that pull where I'm not trying to tilt anything into a position as much as just really good alignment like that, which will build your legs and stuff too. And then from that, if he's on me like that, and then I do this thing where I really drop that root and get that pull through the body as I sink and relax more, and it feeds it back like that. And it's the faster that you do that, the more power that you can start to generate, or the faster of the shot away from you that you start to be able to get without a lot of effort on your part. It's considered to be a big secret. So have fun with that, and we'll do more next time.